assassin, hood cleaner, coming for your Rasta queen. Rape on the washing machine. No use to fight back. MMA, knock your nigga head like a KKK. Hush your nigga mouth if you can't walk the talk. Smokes. Me running really, really fast. Ginger eye round the back of me black ass. Chasing me like a devil, pot belly of the beast. Calling me a dickhead, there is no resist. Closing inch by inch, got me in a pinch. Modern day Scotty Rock a laundry lynch. Assassin, hood cleaner, coming for your Rasta queen. Rape on the washing machine. No use to fight back. MMA, knock your nigga head like a KKK. Hush your nigga mouth if you can't walk the talk. Smoke. Me running, me running, me running really, really fast. Ginger eye on the back of me black ass. Chasing me like a devil, pot belly of the beast. Calling me a dickhead, there is no resist. Closing inch by inch, got me in a pinch. Modern day Scotty Rock a laundry lynch. Chasing me like a devil, pot belly of the beast. Calling me a dickhead, there is no resist. Oh, close, smoke, me running really, really fast. Ginger eye on the back of me black ass. Chasing.
What is going on, everybody? How we doing today? As usual, hope we're doing well. It's a Thursday. We usually wouldn't stream Thursdays, but the thing is, the way my schedule's been lately, it's been a little bit tough for me to do anything other than that because it's just been tough. You know, I want to go back to the Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, but I'm probably not going to be able to do that until next week. Because I'm kind of in the middle of the move right now. The last thing I'm going to be moving is my streaming setup. So it's basically whenever I spend a night at my parents', because it's easier to go to work and I can also use my fucking computer is kind of when I'm going to be streaming. But like I said, that's only till the end of this week anyway, which that's a couple of days from now. I'm probably not going to be streaming tomorrow night. I'm probably going to be doing other things, but excuse me. Excuse me. What is going on, Buster Zuzu? What's going on, DLB? What's going on, Zachary Verid? Hope you are all doing well. Moving apartments or what? I'm moving to a new living situation. You see, I explained this about a month or so ago when I ended up here. I was living in a condo, and the person who owned the condo, the landlady, she decided she wanted to sell the thing, and I mean, I don't think it was really a her choice thing. I just think that she probably understood anybody who buys a condo like that is probably going to want to live in it. So she gave us some time to get our stuff and to go. But the thing is, we couldn't find a place quite on time. We found a place, and it's not bad. It's actually pretty nice place, all things considered. But it wasn't going to be ready until this month. And just with the way everything's gone, it's been like a slow process getting the stuff over there to move and like actually live there full time. So I've been kind of dividing time between my parents' house where I was living in May and a little bit of June, and the new place that I'm going to be living in with the wife and everything like that. So yeah, that's why all of a sudden randomly about a month and a half ago everything changed with the whole like setup and stuff like that. But yeah, Gonna have a nice time tonight. I'm doing something that I'm doing something that I was kind of avoiding doing for a little while, and there's a reason why. That is the Fish Tank Girl uh, tier list maker is what we're going to be doing. So as you can see, we have a bunch of ladies from seasons 1 through season 5. Has there only been this many women on on Fish Tank so far? I feel like there should be more. Like, are they missing anyone? Is anyone missing? I'm curious about that. But I'm gonna let you guys know right now. I'm probably not gonna be doing the girls that I've met that I actually know, because I feel like that might be a little bit weird. That might be a little bit awkward. Although there's a couple of them right now that I could honestly, like, in good, not good faith, but I could feel okay with putting them on the list and things like that. There's a couple of women that I did get to meet that I would be okay with putting on the list. But we'll see what happens. We're not going to start it right away or anything like that. But we have that ready to go. We are ready to go with that. Man, I miss DC. Washington D.C. is such a nice city. It's just it's weird. It almost kind of feels like Boston and New York all at the same time, because it's a planned city. It's not like Boston with the cow paths. So you actually kind of know where you're going and you can get around a little bit easier. But it's also not New York in that you couldn't walk everywhere. DC is a pretty walkable city, all things considered. Although I wouldn't want to walk from one side to the other, but then again, I wouldn't want to do that with Boston either. So fuck that. But there's just something about DC, man. It really is a nice city, and I wish that I spent an extra day or two there. But I've been to Maryland, I've been to DC twice, I've been to Baltimore once, and I gotta say, they call Baltimore Charm City. They call it like the best city in America, and I don't know, maybe that was like 60 to 70 years ago that it was. But Baltimore is a nice city, like, depending on where you're at. If you're in the Canton subsection, it is nice. It is really good. I like that area. I like that area. Unfortunately, it's like a lib shit hellhole, so I don't know that I could live there. But it's cool. It's cool. I got to, for those of you that don't know, I got to go to the UFC White House card over the weekend, and that was a really, really fun time. Um, Man, my philosophy, right? And it's such a blowhard thing to be like, my philosophy, to have a philosophy on life. It's such like a I'm 14 and this is deep kind of thing. But like, from a young age, I always kind of valued experience over money. And it's not that money is not important. And as time's gone on, I've tried to focus a little bit more on money. But it's I want to be involved in cool stuff. I want to do cool stuff. I want to be a part of history. And that's what's driven me to do a bunch of different things that turned into some pretty cool stuff. And it's given me a lot of stories that nobody's interested in, right? But I got them. I'm interested in the stories, you know? Um, because at the end of the day, nobody cares about anybody else. Nobody wants to hear stories. It's kind of gay that people are like that. I love hearing stories of experiences that people went through and stuff like that. But you have a lot of people who are just so, like, fucking lame. They're just so self-centered and self-interested constantly that, like, if you try to tell them about that time you did this thing or that thing, they're like, "Oh, yeah. Oh, that's cool, I guess." But then they want to turn around and tell you about the time they drank 4 beers at a college party or some shit like that. People are gay. But anyway, what's going on? What the fuck? Oh, Silver Arm. What's going on, Silver Arm? Hope you're doing well tonight. I don't believe I've seen you here before, or if you were here before, it's been a while. So welcome, or welcome back, whichever one it is. These girls all should be hooked up to a vacuum pump, industrial grade. Oh yeah, they need that electroshock therapy is what it is. Did you have to be invited to that, or what happened? It wasn't invite. What it was is that they gave away, I think it was like almost 100,000 tickets for free. All you had to do was get there, and you could get in for free as long as you had a ticket. And it was supposed to be a lottery system, but I have a feeling there probably weren't 100,000 people who tried to get the tickets. So when my wife applied for them, she got them. Um, we drove down there in a rented car, and we spent a little bit of time in some more familiar areas. But then on the days of the fan fest is what it was called, we went in there. I almost got, look, I told this story on Sunday, and I'm gonna tell you this story again so that I can wrap it into like a life lesson that I'm slowly starting to get now. But like, and some of you are gonna think this is like stupid. Like, what, you needed 31 years to figure this out? I did. I did. You got to understand, I was raised fucked up. But um, I went to a merch trailer, right? They had merch there. It was UFC store ran by Fanatics, and one of their, actually not just one of their, but multiple of their employees treated my wife and I so fucking shitty. It's clear that they wanted to start a fight with somebody so that they could like release some stress or something like that, and they just happened to pick my wife and I. Basically, what happened is we walked up. My wife wanted a shirt and I wanted a shirt, so my wife gets there first, so she tries to order. Now, there's this big fucking fan right next to this lady that we're trying to order from. And my wife is not a loud person, so she says it, and the lady's like, I can't hear you. You have to speak up. So I think, oh, my wife's not loud. I should say something. So I go, yeah, we would like this and we would like that. She goes, you don't have to yell. And then she storms off. And then she storms back 2 seconds later and she's like, what did you want again? Like, she's basically yelling at us, trying to act like we're yelling at her. And we're just like, we wanted this and this. And she's like, look, do you see the letters and the numbers on on the wall? You need to tell me the letter and the number. I'm like, all right. I look, I can't see one for the one my wife wants. So I'm like, I don't know what that number is, but the one that I wanted was letter G. She's like, top or bottom? And it was just like, holy fucking shit. Like, that's the type of shit that she was trying to pull. And she was so like fucking ridiculous that I looked to the woman to her left and I was like, ma'am, could you help us, please? No, actually, that's not even how it happened. The lady went, she grabbed two of the same kind of shirt, right? And this is also after she continued to try and give us shit. She like practically throws them at us. And me, I just want to be out of here. So I scan my card. I tap my card. And as I'm doing that, my wife is like, wait, no, wait. But of course, I had already tapped my card, so it went through. And turns out she gave us two of the same kind of shirt, one of which we did not want. So we needed to get a refund. This bitch is just being absolutely fucking like heinous. So I look to the woman to her right and I'm like, ma'am, could you help us? We need a refund. That bitch starts trying to go in on my wife and I too. And I'm not going to fill you in on every sordid fucking detail, but it's essentially what happened is they called in a manager to try and get us a refund. The manager was also a piece of shit. You know, he starts like yelling at me, trying to threaten me. And I was like, dude, don't talk to me like that. Give me my money. Don't talk to me like that. And eventually I get my money back. Now, the thing is, I realized, wait a second, like we just got mistreated like a motherfucker by multiple of these people and they got paid $40 for it. I'm not doing that. We're not doing that. So I spent the last couple of days like trying to track down who I could speak to in the Fanatics organization to try and get my money back. And I ended up getting 2 free shirts out of it and a refund. So I got fucking 3 free shirts for nothing out of that, you know? And like, it's something that I'm coming to terms with more and more, and I'm trying to make sure that I'm careful about it, right? But I'm coming to terms with the fact that, yeah, the squeaky wheel gets the grease, and you need to impose costs on people when they try and fuck with you. You can't be the person who, like, you're the victim and now you have to pay $40. That's not the way it works, you know? You can't just let it go like a lot of people would try to tell you to do, because that's what a lot of people would tell me to do if I told them that I was still upset about that on Monday. It was yesterday when I finally got it resolved where they said they were going to give me my money back and they were going to send me 2 free shirts. And it's like, if I just let it go, I would still be really upset about it, if I'm being honest with you. And that is spiritual damage. When somebody fucks with you like that and you're still mad about it 3, 4, 5 days later, it's not that you are holding grudges or anything like that. It's that you have been wronged. the Indians are not completely incorrect about certain things. It's just they're Indians, so they do it in a fucked up way, right? A way that is not compatible with the way that we do things in the West. Izat or Izat, however you say that, is valid on a certain level where it's like people will do spiritual damage to you. They will fuck with your honor in a way that will have a severe emotional effect on you, and eventually you'll get over it. Like, I'm not mad about being mistreated by anybody like a year or two ago or anything like that, but if there is no legitimate, like, hey, we're making this right, here's how we're making it right, you're going to continue to feel that forever and ever. And if you don't feel that, there's probably something wrong with you. You're probably a little too long housed. If you're the kind of person who's going to go up to a cashier and be like, oh, hey, I'd like this, and they start treating you like shit, and you're like, well, I never. What a jerk. I'm gonna move on with my day. That's wrong. I don't think that's the right way to do things. And the thing is, it's impossible. I feel that it's impossible. I don't think that that's the way a normal person would actually act. There's this weird, and again, it's a long-housed, sort of feminized view on things. There's this view that anger is never okay and that it's never acceptable unless it's like a very feminine kind of anger, a very like finger wagging, nagging type of deal. Like, unless it's that kind of anger, it's not allowed. And it's like, no, that's not the case. You there is a time to Karen. Exactly, Ash Willify, and that was the time to Karen. You know, that was exactly the time to fucking Karen. Is a situation like that. Like, if there's one thing I'm realizing is that, like, and like, nah, I'm having a hard time like trying to say what I want to say about this. Like Ned's declassified school survival guide. I feel like there needs to be a Scott's declassified fucking modern world survival guide. For people who are also raised poorly, who don't understand things, because like, and this is what I was talking about. Like, you got to be careful, and I want to be careful about things myself. I don't want to be the kind of person who like constantly is trying to get back at people. I don't want to become spiteful. I don't want to become vengeful, right? I just want justice when it is necessary, including over $40. And the $40 is only part of it. It's also, again, the fact that fucking this fucking like lame, like fucking soft looking long blonde hair motherfucker comes up to me and he's like, don't you fucking swear at my vendors. And I have to tell him, dude, don't talk to me like that. I should have been able to be like, yo, dude, if you're going to talk to me like that, I'm going to give you these hands. I'm gonna stick my elbow right into your eye if you're gonna talk to me like that. In a sane world, I would have been able to say that back to him, and we could have stepped off to the side, and I could have pounded him into the dirt, and it would have been all good. But unfortunately, we're not able to. So it's kind of a situation where it's like you have to accept that you're gonna be a bit of a Karen, and there's gonna be like of course the people that want to walk all over you, and you're not letting them, are gonna be mad about that. Of course they're going to be like, well, gee, you know, the customer's not always right. In this case, the customer's wrong. It's like, yeah, fucking sure, guy. Of course you would think that. You're the asshole here. Of course you would think that, you know? Um, like if you were raised like me, you were raised to like walk on eggshells and to make sure that everybody around you was comfortable and all that other stuff. And if you weren't raised like me, hopefully you were raised better than I was, not worse. This is probably elementary to you, but as somebody who even in his very early 30s is still kind of trying to figure out, like, okay, is this acceptable? Is that acceptable? What if I try it this way? What if I approach it that way? I'm trying to instill good habits in myself so that when I have kids, I will be a good role model to them. They will be able to see me as somebody that they should follow and should do what I say and do. And then also, because who wants to live their life getting pushed around all the time by fucking loser assholes who they're such fucking losers that's the job they work and that's how they get their kicks, you know? But yeah, it's like I said, I got to be careful, and anybody who is trying to cultivate that has to be careful, because the last thing you want to do is become a rageaholic who like is always trying to get back at people who like slightly piss you off. It's like yesterday I was driving to my new place, and there was this dude. He blew a stop sign as I was taking a left turn. We almost crashed, and I fucking lay on the horn. And I'll be honest with you guys, my first instinct was, nah, I'm gonna follow this guy. There was a piece of me, I felt myself start to want to cut the wheel and turn and follow him, and I was like, no, no, no. As gratifying as that would be, this is not that big of a deal. That guy's a loser. He'll probably get into a crash. He can crash into fucking somebody else. Hopefully it's not somebody else. Hopefully it's a fucking telephone pole if he does get into a crash, or better yet, maybe a cop pulls him over and lets him have it. You know, like fuck that. I don't. I'm not the Punisher over here. I don't need to be the guy that like makes sure everybody gets what's coming to them. That's not the way it works. It's a balance. It's a balance. Um, the the complete phrase or saying was, the customer is always right in matters of taste. Ah, you see, I never knew that. I wonder who said that. I'm anticipating a merchandiser doing a bait and switch, so I'll get a few $100s in the product around September, hopefully. For what, Zachary? I'm curious. Why did Karen cross the road? To speak with your damn manager. That's why, exactly. Man. Um, I know who you are, and I've been subscribed for a while. This is the first time I'm in chat from Sweden. Well, I don't know if you're still here. I don't know if you're still here, Silver, but thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate that. Um, oh yeah, I already read that one. But yeah, like it's there's a lot of and here's the thing, right? Is like it's easy to tell somebody else like, no, you should let things go. Because like for one thing, you're hoping that they're going to be better than you. You're hoping that it's going to be easier for them. And then also whatever you're going through, you tend to inflate, right? Like there's nobody has problems worse than mine. The way I think about my problems, I think like, man, nobody has it worse than me. Everybody has it easier than me. And you probably think about it that way too, and you don't even realize it. Everybody's got problems. Everybody's got something that they're upset about and things like that. Um, and it's like, like fucking, it's easy to give that advice to other people because you underestimate what problems they're going through or how bad those problems are or anything like that. It's also real easy to tell somebody the advice that you would take if you weren't so head up your own ass all the time. It's real easy to do that. But when it comes to actually taking that advice, it's like, no, no, that's not really how it works. Um, it's everybody wants to be the dad from Leave It to Beaver or like Full House or some other like family friendly sitcom where it's like it's like, well, maybe you just gotta move on. Maybe nobody moves on. Fucking the people that tell me I need to move on from some things, the people that tell me I need to like get over certain things, it's always the same people who like they're mad about how their mom treated them. It's like their mom's been dead for like 20 years, 30 years, and they're like, oh, well, I can't believe she did this. And then they're going to turn around and they're going to be like, hey, man, maybe you should just like let it go. you know? And it's like, nobody, excuse me, nobody lets anything go. Nobody lets anything go. That's just the way it is. That's the way people are. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? It's good when you carrying out to corporations. Glad you finally learned this. Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. Oh, a signed vinyl, and they're fucking around with it. That's fucked up. That's annoying, Zach. Man. Um, what was I gonna say? Fuck. What was I gonna say? Yeah. Oh yeah. That's something I'm getting a lot better at. Is like, again, like the way I was raised, like a lot of anxiety was instilled in me about like, oh, like what if this happens? What if that happens? And it's like, well, I mean, what if it doesn't? you know? And then also it's a situation where like if there's one thing you need to realize, if again, if you were raised to have a ton of anxiety, it's like people don't assume that you're trying to scam them or anything like that, you know? People just say no. And like even if they have an idea that like not that I was scamming fanatics or anything like that. I was very open and honest about what I wanted. Like, hey, I shouldn't have had to pay $40 to get mistreated. You know, I think I deserve this shirt for free. They were the ones who offered me 2 free shirts and a refund. I just wanted a refund. So I appreciate the hell out of that. The person who runs their Twitter, very helpful, very kind. But like it's a what was I gonna say? Yeah, if I did try to scam them in some way, shape, or form, it's like, what are they gonna do? Call the police? Like, no, they're just gonna be like, no, sorry. You know, like oftentimes you have nothing to lose by being like, let's see what I could squeeze this corporation for. You know, you have nothing to lose by being like, hey, I want this. You know, it's fucking people are, and Facebook Marketplace is helping me with that too. Facebook Marketplace is helping me a lot with that too, where I'm seeing people who are completely okay with like being assholes over like there's people that are completely okay with being like pieces of shit about like anything. Like I have people hitting me up. I'm already trying to sell a piece of silver for under what the spot price is, and they're hitting me up like trying to grind me into bad deals. And when I say no, they want to like let me I'm gonna read this to you guys, and then we're gonna get going on the tier list. Okay. Um, for one thing, I have tons of people who hit me up and they're like, I want to trade. And it's like, I don't want to fucking trade. I want cash for one thing. But then on top of that, like, what? It's going to be cash? No, it's going to be a trade for what? Like some kind of gemstone. That's the thing people love to do is they love to try and be like, hey, I'll trade you these rubies that you have no way to test and make sure they're actual rubies and they're worth as much as as I'm claiming they are for that piece of silver, you know? It's like, go fuck yourself. Um, I'm looking around. Oh yeah, this fucker. So this dude hits me up. He's like, "Is this still available? I'm selling a little bit of silver." So I send him some pictures and I'm like, "These are." And I was like, "For the 999 rounds, it's $65 each. For the other coins, it varies by numismatic value in addition to silver value." He was like, "I'll give you 50, but not market value." Literally telling me, "I'll give you less than what you want and what you need and what is fair according to what the going rate for silver is right now." I'm like, "Nope." And I say 65 is below melt and it's a good deal. 50 is respectful. This dude sends me a fucking thing. He's like, no need to be a dickhead. Could have said that, asshole. He spelled it ASSWHOLE. But I'm saying that I know more about silver than you as a person who works at a pawn shop and I can't afford to buy it for 65. 50 is fair. Disrespectful would be me doing 30 or below. Now act like an adult and speak in a manner fashion rather than a child. I was like, shut the fuck up, never contact me again. That's literally what I said. Like like no, like, hey pal, literally just shut the fuck up, don't contact me again. That's the best way to handle people like that is to be like, shut the fuck up, because it's not like avoiding conflict, but it's also not giving him any sort of a an opening to say anything else. It's like, shut the fuck up. It's like, what is anyone going to say to that that doesn't sound like they're like, no, no, you know? But yeah, like, I've had so many people like that try to hit me up. I'm just at a point where it's like, you know what, fuck it. I guess everybody's an asshole. I guess everyone's a piece of shit. So hey, whatever. I guess I will be a little bit of one too. I don't have to be as bad as these guys. And that's the thing. Pawn shop guys are always the worst. If there's one kind of guy that I absolutely hate, it's the pawn shop or coin shop owner, because they act like it's your fault that they opened up a coin shop. They act like it's your fault that they have a pawn shop, as if you like went to them and you were like, hey buddy, I need to go sell some stuff. Would you rent some space and open a pawn shop for me, please? Thank you. It's like they really just like an entitled sense to them, it's an entitled sense. um Dude, good luck trying to have people with good families try to empathize with someone who grew up in a dysfunctional family. Their brains can't fathom the idea that things are less than perfect. Oh yeah, exactly, 100%. You know, fucking 100%. You know, to them it's like it's a movie thing. You know, to them it's a movie thing. The only place they see like legitimately bad stuff is in the movies, you know. Their advice is always othering and minuscule. Well, you got to get out of that situation. Yeah, but that's your father. Exactly, you know. It's like if any of that advice was like if it was that easy to let something go, don't you think I would have let it go by now? Don't you think you would have let it go by now? Whatever it is that you have an issue with, like of course, if it was that easy, no one would have any issues. But that's the tough part about it, you know. Um, that's one of the worst things in the world was the introduction of Buddhism into American psychology, where a lot of shit is based off of what is a poor representation of Buddhism in the first place, or some other, Eastern philosophy that preaches the whole Zen shit. Because you have a lot of people who, like, for one thing, they are some of the worst people you've ever met. They're the types of people who, like, they'll steal something and help you look for it, or they'll try to gaslight you about something that they said or did, you know. And that's part of the way the gaslighting is like, no, I think you need to relax and let it go. It's like there was this bitch on Sam made a show on his thing. It was like I think he calls it Are You Okay? And there was this boomer bitch who like wanted to be a sculptor, right? And you could hear it in the way that she spoke. She thought she was Little Miss like Zen Buddhist. She thought she was like she thought she was like a Bodhisattva or something like that. Where she's sitting here like, I hope that people will listen to what I have to offer. Ponder everything you have ever done in your entire life. Like she literally said some shit like that. I'm not gonna pull the video up, but like if you listen to that video, you hear it's like, oh no, this lady is completely full of herself. You know, she thinks life is just like it's like an episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender or something like that is what she thinks life is. And it's like get out of my fucking face, get out of my face, and dive off of a building. Kidding, of course, kidding, but like the way these people are, it's like yeah, I can't stand that shit, you know. And that's what a lot of that bullshit comes from, is that like Family Matters, Full House, Leave It to Beaver, even though Leave It to Beaver kind of predates the introduction of like Eastern philosophies into America. But like you get the idea, right? And even then, like Leave It to Beaver is probably a lot better than something like Full House or something like that, you know. But it's just fucking like stupid. It's stupid as shit. You know, the way that these people try to act like everything is like in an episode of a TV show, and they're the wise sage. They're the wise father figure who's gonna tell you, well, I think holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It's like get the fuck out of my face, you fucking loser. And those are the only kinds of people that actually follow up on that, are like straight losers. People who they don't have anything to lose in the first place, so they're in a constant state of easy come, easy go. I've known a few people in my life who are like that. The types of people who they're in their like 20s or 30s and they still don't have a license to drive a car, let alone a car, so they got to bum rides. They have like part-time jobs. They live with mommy and daddy full time, and it's just a constant state of hopping on Snapchat, like who's got weed, hopping on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or whatever they have, saying, hey, who's got an open house tonight? Yo, who wants to chill? Hey, anybody got booze? Like of course they're gonna be nice and easy going because they don't have anything to lose in the first place. Like I said, easy come, easy go, and you're not special because of that. And that's why Buddhism is bullshit in the first place, because to get their good ending, you need to shave your head and go in the mountains and never see a woman again for as long as you live. You got to spend all day sitting in one spot and then doing gay kung fu. And that's the only way you can achieve their good ending, you know? It's like, holy fuck, man. Yeah. Anyway, um, I think I'll go here. Mm, yeah, fuck it. I'll go there. Man, these comments aren't doing you any favors. Yeah, A-logs are some of the gayest motherfuckers. That's my favorite thing. I recently learned what an A-log is. You see, I never knew that there was a word for like low tier, low quality troll, you know? And it's like it's so great that there's a word for that. And I didn't know that it was like a Christian thing. I think I watched the comprehensive history all the way up until like I think like 2017 or 2018 about I think it was pretty late. So it was past the A-log saga, and I think Geno Samuel purposefully left out the A-log thing guy, whatever it is, because he was that pathetic as to where Gino was like, I ain't even gonna fucking bother. I ain't even I ain't even gonna fucking bother, you know? Um Somebody called Megan that on X. Which Megan? Which Megan? Nah, that's fine, Zach. You're all good. You're all good. You know? Don't worry about it. But yeah, like the best thing you can do is straight up not even acknowledge them, which like I'm acknowledging them now, but I'm not saying like, yo, this guy, shut up, because like literally it's like that kid who thinks he's being funny or cool by being annoying. You remember that kid in high school where like he does something stupid and you're like, dude, get out of here. You're fucking annoying. And he's like, yeah, I'm trying to annoy you. Like that kind of autistic kid. It's like they that kid doesn't realize how much of a fucking like loser freak that nobody likes he is. And unfortunately there's a lot of those types on the internet. So the best thing you can do is not even to say anything to that person. Just be like, whatever, fucking get him out of here, you know? Yes, sir, dirty plates on the bed. I'm gonna lay my head on that thing after. I got home, I made dinner, I ate it, and then I literally just ate it watching fucking Eastbound and Down on this fucking thing. And then I was like, all right, I'm done. Got to stream, you know. But yeah, the girl who smashed her face on El Estanque. Ooh, yeah. Oh yeah, fuck. I saw that shit. I saw that shit. Damn, that's fucking wild. I don't know what the hell was going through her head, you know? That is crazy. But anyway, we'll go ahead and we'll get this started. So I haven't look. I'm gonna decide on the fly. I'm gonna decide on the fly who I want to rate from the seasons that I was involved in. That means season 1, season 2, and I would assume season 2.5. Oh yeah, and Bitch Tank is on here as well. Bitch Tank is on here as well. I'm gonna decide who I would like to rate as I go, because there's some women that I won't feel awkward about rating. But then there's some women who I definitely would feel awkward about rating. You know, like Taylor, for instance. I don't know how I could rate Taylor. I don't think I could ever look her in the eye again. Not that I'm always around Taylor or anything like that. I don't think I can do Taylor or Sylvia for that matter. Knowing that she's a mom with like like a husband right now, and that she and I are like cool. It's like that's the thing. I'm gonna do Blicky. I'll be honest with you. But anyway, damn, that's a lot of girls, and they're all mine. You can't have any. You can't have any. You can't have any. What part of Mass are you from? I'm from the South Shore. I grew up in the Brockton area. Is where I grew up. So yeah, fucking broke town, kid. Broke town, kid. Anyway, so I don't even know who this is. Oh, you can't even expand. I'm gonna have to show you guys the bald spot. I don't who is this? I know who this is. I recognize this girl. This is the one who pulled the knife and thought she was being like super quirky psycho bitch, and she thought that was cute, and they kicked her off very shortly after. But who is this? I also don't see Turbo on here, which is interesting. I don't think I see Turbo, Wait, oh, no, no, there she is. There is Turbo. Anyway, I don't know who she is, but the thing is, she's got a bit of a wigger kind of look to her. I don't know if that's on purpose. Here, you know what? I'll see what I can do to kind of like make it a little bit easier for you guys to see everything that there is to see. Um, mm, mm, yeah, yeah, it's kind of tough, but I don't know who this chick is. I don't remember who she is. She's got kind of a wigger look to her, which is less points for me, but she's not like wholly unattractive. So I'm gonna put her right away in like a C tier, and that's being nice. I probably should put her in the D tier. Because I really don't find wiggers to be attractive, like wigger women. You know, they're just kind of disgusting to me. But Taylor may be the only wife material fish there ever was. Exactly. Fucking Chudley. I've heard people call her Chudley. You know, she's probably the closest to me in terms of political beliefs. You know, and that's why I've always kind of liked her a little bit. You know, I appreciate that. I forget her name. She was part of the main cast, and she looks good on Instagram sometimes, but when I was seeing her in the season 3 house, I could tell that a lot of her body was down to sculpting clothing and stuff like that. The clothing that they made because, you know, fat bitches decided they wanted to wear athletic gear for some reason. And because of that, like her body looks better than it is. And then her face is like her face is not the worst thing I've ever seen when it comes to all the work that's been done and everything like that, but it's still kinda. So I mean, I will say she's not a wigger, so I'm gonna put her in the B tier. And I've Alexis is her name. Alexis is her name. I'm gonna put her in B tier. Now, Psycho Bitch, um, I think she's very attractive. However, performative women, performative females, whatever kind of performative it is, but especially when it's performative psycho shit, I have a hard time getting into that. And I'm gonna be nice and put her in the C tier, even though she could be in the B tier, the D tier, excuse me, the D tier. I remember early on when she and Mizzy started to change in the bedroom. Oh man, that was. I don't know if the guys anticipated something like that. I feel like they should have. I feel like they definitely should have. Um, you know, it's just they should have fucking warned them, like, or maybe they did. Maybe they did, like, hey, the cameras are on. It's just recording. That's all that's happening. So you probably shouldn't get ass naked in front of the cameras. You should probably change in a closet or in a bathroom or something like that. You know, that would have been better. We have Angie, and Angelina. You know, obviously you guys know I got a thing for Latinas. Um, I don't dig the braces thing, though she did get them off. But when I first saw her, she had braces, and because of that, I was like, ooh. But I mean, I think Angie's cute. Um, I like her voice. Have I ever mentioned that? I think Angelina has a nice voice. She's like there's something about it that I kind of like. I like hearing her talk. Kick Angie, just take it and throw it like somewhere else. Turns out you can drag it off the screen. Angie is poop, says Zachary Verad. What is the criteria we are talking about? Attractiveness exclusively? I mean, pretty much. But the thing is, like, personality is a big part of my attraction to somebody as well. If it's a myth. It's a myth that like men only care about looks. I think women probably care about looks a little bit more than men even do. Men are kind of horn dogs, you know. Overall though, when it comes down to it, like eh, what I'm trying to do here, because I'm trying to explain this and I'm having a hard time with it because I know what I want to say and it's not that hard to say, but I'm just like I'm fucking up in the game right now is what's happening. I'm just like not able to get the words out. This is how attracted am I to them holistically, as a whole is what I should be saying. How attractive do I actually think that they are with the personality that I saw as well as the looks is what this is. Because me, if a very attractive woman has a shit personality, I simply cannot bring myself to be around them in any way, shape, or form. It will not happen, you know? And a lot more guys are like that than women will give people credit for is what I was trying to say, you know? Um, but yeah, Rachel is unironically the funniest female contestant Fishtank ever. No woman on the show has ever made me laugh as much as Rachel. I didn't really watch tons of Rachel, you know? Why ain't LaRon on this list? Yeah. Um, but yeah, anyway, bottom line, to pull it back in, it's not just looks. It's also like, do I find their personality to be attractive? You know, if I don't mention personality, it's because there's probably no issue that I have with their personality, or there's other issues that I feel is like really, really important to like, you know, really important to fucking like talk about instead of being like, yeah, I don't like how she's a little mean sometimes, you know? But anyway, so with Angie, I don't hate Angie. She's got kind of a playful personality now that we're mentioning that. Um, I'll put her in A. I'll put Angie in A. She's our first A of the night, okay? Betty, I would feel weird rating Betty because even though Betty and I never met, we have spoken a few times, and then I know that she has gone through some shit recently, so I kind of don't want to rate Betty. I am going to skip over her. Binks is a tough one because I usually here's the thing. I have a thing for goth and alt chicks. I don't hate them, but I've dated a couple of them and they've always been shitty. They've always been really fucked up. There's always some kind of malfunction about them, you know? And Betty SS tier. Yes, yes, that's what it's going to be. Betty Taylor, their SS tier is what it's going to be. But anyway, um yeah, like with Binks, it's a tough one because I don't think alt girls are unattractive. I don't think goth girls are unattractive. And I actually think her blue hair doesn't look terrible on her. I actually think she is physically attractive. Um I don't think she has the worst personality either, but there are quirks to it that I know that if I had to be around her long term as like a boyfriend, it probably wouldn't work out for us, you know. I don't do the whole hey, let's always be doing something thing. That's not me. I like to go to work, I like to come home, I like to relax. This is one of the ways that I unwind, you know. I don't want to be like every other week is a trip here, a trip there. Oh, let's go apple picking. Let's go this. Let's do that. You know, like that's kind of Binks's thing, and even that right now is like you know it's giving me a softie. You know, so I'm gonna. Hmm, it's tough. I can't decide between A or B. Uh, I can't decide. I can't decide between A or B. I can't decide between A or B. You know, um, it's man. She's also a Latina. Um, and I feel like I feel like our personalities would meld good together in small doses. So let's say Jet, he wakes up and he realizes, damn it, what we've been missing this whole time is Scott Sullivan. Damn it, we need Scott Sullivan. And he gives me the call and he's like, Scott, get down here now. We need you. And Binks happens to be there. I bet we would get on pretty well. Um, all right, I'm gonna give her A. I'm gonna give her A. All right, I'm gonna give her A just because I would have fun messing around. I would have fun messing around, and I feel like Binks would probably appreciate that a little bit. You know, Blicky. I like Blicky. She's nice. Um, I do think she's cute. I'm gonna say A, B, or C, and I can't tell which one I would do. So because of that, I kind of lean towards B. Just to split the difference, you know. alt girl, whatever. Oh, this isn't just attractiveness. Well, yeah, it's not. I mean, like I said, attractiveness to me is also personality. You know, if a girl has a personality that I just cannot stand, I wanna like, I wanna fucking run. I wanna sprint. You know, Banks is not attractive to me, and I also enjoyed the emo gal dem, the emo gal dem. Blicky A tier IMO. Yeah, like yeah, I like Blicky. You know, she likes to play along with jokes. She doesn't take herself too seriously. You know, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. You know, and I don't think she's unattractive. It's just I can't decide between A, B, or C, so I'm gonna split the difference and go B. You know, B for Blicky. B for Blicky. It's Blicky tier. Here you go. She's first in line on B. It's Blicky tier. All right, so we have this chick who um let me scroll down a little bit. We have this chick who I don't remember her name. I believe she was part of Famous House too. Um, and I mean, she's pretty. I don't remember anything else about her. Um, she's pretty, but she's not my kind of pretty. I guess you could say, right? She's pretty, but she's not my kind of pretty. Um, so I'm gonna put her in C with, I guess C is for season 3 Famous House 2. Abby. Oof. Um oh, that chick's name is Breezy. Okay, all right. That's a dumbass name. The Fishtank fandom will be pissed off at this ranking no matter how it plays out. I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will, you know. It's called negging, guys. Have you ever heard of negging? I suggest you read the book The Game by somebody who I can't remember the name of. It's called negging. You need to neg. You need to be mean to them. You need to say, "Hey, bitch." Anyway, Alex's wife, LOL. Let's just get to that now. Fucking A. No, I'm making you wait. I'm making you wait. Yeah, like you know, it's funny. Like Abby has a personality that I both love and hate because she's quiet, but she's sarcastic and bitchy. And she also doesn't look very good the last time I saw her, if I'm just being honest with you. You know. So, all right, she's our first D. She's our first D because there's redeeming qualities about Abby. I'm not gonna be like fuck you, F or poop. You know, CK. You know, CK has been through a lot too, and I'm not gonna talk mad shit. There are not unredeeming. There are redeeming qualities about her, but she's just not really my thing. So I'm gonna put her in D right next to Schmabby. Schklair. You know how Blicky was either A, B, or C, and I couldn't tell which. I don't know if Claire is C, D, or F because there's things about Claire that I do kind of like. Like I like Claire's voice as well. But then there's things about her, like again, her like the sarcastic sort of like wannabe mean girl shit that she hits people with sometimes is a little so I'm gonna put her in D because the redeeming qualities about her, the redeeming qualities about her personality and you know certain aspects of her looks, I do think keeps her out of F and poop. But you know, I don't like sarcastic bitches that make things harder. Like great example, not of a woman, but of a dude that was raised in a house of only women. He doesn't remember his dad. Is my brother-in-law? If I'm being honest with you, I almost picked the dude up by his collar and his fucking belt and threw him off of my fucking porch, right? Because Um, we were moving stuff into a storage locker to keep for a month while we wait for the place that we are going to be living in to open up, right? And some stuff that belonged to me, I was going to keep in that storage locker. This is so easy. There was plenty of room. It didn't matter. And this dude, when they come to drop some stuff off at my place in the U-Haul that we rented, I say, "Oh no, this and this and this is going to go to the storage locker." And he's like, "Why?" Like questioning me like that, something that was so simple and did not require fucking anything. He's like, "Why?" And then he turned it into a fucking argument after that. Like, that's the type of shit, that's the type of vibe that I get from like Abby and a little bit Claire, if I'm just being honest with you. Like, they'll always have to be sarcastic, always have to have a comment type of stuff. And that's a big reason why I put them in D, is because I feel like it would be a constant uphill battle just trying to get anything done if I was to date them, you know? Um, Taylor, Summer, and Patton are the only genuinely pretty girls to be on the show. I disagree. Who the hell is Patton? I think Trish is like very attractive, and I think everybody agrees with that. I think JC is very cute. I forget that she was only like 19 or 20 when she got on the show. She has really come into her own from what I've seen on on the Instagram. You know, I think she's learning how to dress and how to take pictures a little bit better. You know, um, but yeah, Creature. Um, I dig Creature's personality a little bit. She's kind of the opposite, where it's like there isn't a constant like sarcastic like I have to cause problems thing. She seems like a very low maintenance kind of girl, and I appreciate that. But I will say the tattoos and the like. I mean, I think she does it on purpose. Like the it's kind of like a crust punk kind of look. That's not really my thing. So I'm gonna put her in C tier, right? I don't even know if I should be rating her because like, but the thing is, again, she's so easygoing that like I don't think she would be mad at me for rating her, and I don't think she would take it personally. She doesn't think I'm very attractive, I'm sure. Um, not that C is even unattractive. It's more like C is kind of like I don't 100% know what to do with you. I think you could go in either direction, even maybe leaning towards one of these top three, but I'm not too sure. Peyton is a worse version of JC personality wise. Fuck, who was Peyton again? I forget who was Peyton. Taylor's an S. We'll see about her. Queen CK. Oh boy. There isn't a fish tank above C tier. They are trashy, and all got cracked by production. I mean, I don't know about the cracked by production thing. I don't know about that. I'm sure it's happened more than a couple of times. You know, um, I mean, it's a bunch of people in their 20s getting together. 20s and maybe early 30s getting together. It's just like, of course, there's going to be a little bit of that going around. But I wouldn't say they're all like, I wouldn't say none of them are above C tier. This chick, it was Delaney, right? Delaney. Um, I think we have our first F tier because not only physically am I not 1,000,000% into her, she's just not my cup of tea. But in addition to that, I've seen like the edge lord stuff she posts on the internet, and it's like, ooh, I'm all set. Um, oh man, I hope I don't have a migraine. I might be getting a fucking migraine. I hope I don't have one. Yeah. If that's the case, we're gonna have to like really try to power through this. I'll try to finish it, but then I'm gonna have to like, man, mm, that might not be good. But I also might just be like it. Mm, yeah, no, there's an eye floater there. There's an eye floater there for sure. All right, well, let's try to hurry. DeWrench. I think DeWrench is very attractive. The issue that I have is like the lip filler thing. I know she's a stripper. So that's probably part of part of. Oh man, I might be good. I might be good. It might just be a regular eye floater and not a migraine. I'm hoping that it's not a migraine and it's just a regular eye floater. But um if DeWrench got rid of the lip filler, I think it would bump her up like 3 or 4 points, and she's already not completely unattractive either. I'm gonna put DeWrench in B tier, and if she got rid of the lip filler, I would put her in A, maybe even S, maybe even S. And the other thing is too, I like her personality. Again, very easygoing, very chill. You know, kind of funny, kind of a funny girl. I feel bad because I forget this girl's name, but she was technically the first freeloader, right? Wasn't she technically the first freeloader? Or maybe she wasn't. Maybe it was somebody else. But she was on for like a day or two, not even. And you know what? She kind of has that whole like unwashed crust punk kind of thing going for her as well, which again, not really my thing. I think she's also a lesbian, and that could partially be why she's like, no, I want to be unattractive to men or something like that. I'm gonna put her in F tier. I feel bad for Ella. Ella is her name. Ella is her name. Um, man, dumb fucker, you don't even know what you're talking about. Talking about for what? Eye floater or scintillating scotoma. Nah, I mean, I don't know what, I don't know what the second one is, you know? Hmm. I mean, it feels like it's better. It feels like maybe there was just because, like, you know how you look at a light and you have a dot in your vision for a second. Sometimes those come out of nowhere for me. They're just random, like oh, bang, there's one, there's one. It's a small one. It's gonna be there for a second, and I can tell whether or not it's a migraine by blinking. That's why I was sitting here a second ago, like blink, 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 because when you blink, those things they there's a flash to them. When it's a migraine, there's no flash, and a lot of the time I can't even see it when I close my eye. So that's why I was doing a ton of blinking and everything like that. I don't know if that's what the second one is. I don't know if that's what the second one is, you know? Ellie. Um, huh. Ellie's a tough one because I don't think she's unattractive, but honestly, there's something about her. She looks a little young, and that's not something I'm a big fan of. Obviously, like I like youth. I like youth. I don't like immaturity, right? And I don't mean that specifically as like a personality thing. I never really spoke to Ellie. I didn't get a ton of her personality. She seems easygoing, but there is something about her that looks kind of immature, like physically, you know. And because of that, I'm like, you know. So I don't think she's gonna be D, F, or poop. Um, it's tough to decide between B and C for me. Um, I think I'm gonna put her in C. I think she's gonna be C. We have symmetry. I just realized we have symmetry. All right. This girl. I just remembered. Isn't this the girl named Peyton? You know, her hair is really nice. I really liked that about her. There are some other aspects of her. Oh, geez, sorry. There are some other aspects about her that kind of take away from it, but like I really really like her hair, and she seems like she's got a gentle face, like a friendly face, and she had a good body. She had a really good body. I'm going to put her in A tier if I'm being honest with you, you know. Yeah. eh. Yeah, I don't think it's a good sign that I feel like I can still kind of see that thing, you know, unless I'm just kind of like freaking out, you know. Peyton next to Nifty. That's all right. We'll put Nifty where she belongs. Where is she? Where is Nifty? I can't find Nifty right this second. All right, anyway, Haley. I know you know what? I'll do Haley. I'll do Haley. Okay. All right, because I know you guys are not going to let me not do Haley, and I've done every one of the I've done every one of the I've done every one of the bitch tank girls so far. Okay, um, Haley is a tough one because she, when I knew her, you know, when we were on bitch tank together, she was very attractive. She had a nice feminine body. She dressed well. She didn't dress like a trashy hoe or anything like that, right? And I really appreciate that when a girl knows how to dress. That's one of the things about my wife that I really love, is that she knows how to dress well. You know, and I mean, Haley's a paralegal. My wife was a lawyer in Brazil, so there we go. Um, but yeah, I mean, with her personality, with her personality, I mean, she's a little bit off the wall, you know? I mean, don't get me wrong, I maintain to this day that Shotty brought on a lot of the stuff that Haley did to her, where it's like you're not gonna fling food at someone and like not get the hands. You know, I think a lot of the times Haley started throwing hands, Shotty actually deserved it. You know, and that's something that like a lot of people for some reason they've been longhoused. There's a lot of goy out there. There's a lot of fucking goyim out there, a lot of cattle who they've been so far longhoused that they think that your reaction to having food thrown on you is supposed to be, well, golly gee, that was rude. No, you throw food at me, I'm gonna beat the fucking brakes off you if I can. Yeah, unless there's a cop right there or I have a reason not to, I'm gonna try to do something about that, you know? Um, and that's the way it was understood for all of fucking human history until the last 60 years. You're telling me everybody got it wrong up until the last 60 years, which by the way has been the most disastrous 60 years for humanity. The fall of Rome does not compare to what happened to Western civilization over the last 60 years. And I know that sounds insane, but it's true when you really look at it. When you look at what happened with Western civilization versus what happened with Rome, we dwarfed Rome with the things that we were able to do, including in the last 60 years. But the thing is, there's been a decay because everybody just decided we're going to do the opposite of what has worked for thousands of years, you know? So it's like I still, bottom line, I still don't blame Haley for throwing hands as much as she did. Not all of them were justified. Not all of them were justified, but you know what? I don't blame her for a lot of them, you know. But she is a little bit off the wall, and that would make me a little bit nervous. um, I'm gonna put her in A because again, she gets the Latina bonus. She gets the Latina bonus. And then in addition to that, like I said, I like how she dresses, and her personality is a little, you know, she seems a little bit unstable, but at the very least, like she's friendly, she's affable, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that about her, you know. Um, Taylor did it right with the haymaker, the Taymaker. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Anyway, um, where would you put your wife on this tier list? I'd put her in S. I'd put her in S tier. I'd put her in S tier. No, obviously, fucking, I'd put my wife in S. I, I know, like, you guys. I don't believe you've ever seen my wife, you know. But she has a really nice body. Her proportions are very nice. She's got a gentle face, and her personality is extremely, extremely like she's friendly, she's polite, she's gentle. She doesn't like she doesn't come in like that. She comes in like that. She knows how to talk to people, and I appreciate that about her. And she's a nice girl. She wants to do the right thing. She wants to do the right thing, and that's something that I appreciate because a lot of people, not just women, but a lot of people don't want to do the right thing in the world. They want to do whatever they feel like is going to get them like the most of whatever they're trying to go for. They don't care about anyone or anything, but my wife is like a fair person who is trying her best to like not step on people. And that is a big thing for me. That is a huge thing for me. This girl, I don't remember her name, and I don't find black women to be wholly unattractive, but there is something about this girl with the like wannabe blonde braids. I don't love the fuck out of dreads or braids or anything like that. On some women, they really, really make it work, and it looks really, really good on some black women. But I got to be honest with you, with this girl, I'm not that big of a fan. I'm not too big of a fan. So, um, she's between F and D. I think I'm gonna put her in F. I gotta be honest with you. I think I'm gonna put her in F. There's JC. I'll rate JC. Fuck it. Uh, JC's personality, right? She's a little bit of a try hard, right? She's a little bit performative, a little bit of a try hard. Um, she's nice though, and she is attractive in my opinion. I've said as much. You know, I think in that video that I did, that interview with her, I flirted with her a little bit, right? And that's of course like all in good fun. That's all in good fun. But I do think she's attractive. I think she belongs in B tier, right? I didn't bring that up thinking I was gonna put her in B tier, but like I just happened to stop there, and as I was thinking about it, I put her in B tier. Josie. We'll come back to Josie. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna rate her. I don't. I don't know if I'm gonna rate her. I don't know if I'm gonna rate her. But we'll see about that. Oh, her name was Jasmine. Talking about the black chick. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, Juliana. I'm gonna come back to her. I'll decide if I'm gonna rate her. Kaylee. I like just about everything about Kaylee. I think she's probably one of the more attractive women that's been on Fishtank. And she's also got a personality that I do like. So I mean, I think she's probably going to be the first S if I'm being honest with you. I think we have our first S, and it's going to be Kaylee, is what it's going to be. Kato, like I said, the alt girl thing, the goth girl thing, I don't hate completely, but there are some aspects of it that I'm just kind of like not 1,000,000% for. Like Binks, right? I said I liked her blue hair. If it was any color other than blue, I think it would be dog shit, and I think it wouldn't look good on her. If she had pink hair, if she had red hair, green hair, whatever it was, I'd be like, oof, ugh, fuck, no, get it away, you know. But like because she picked blue as the color, I think it's a good I think that's good. I think that works, you know. With Kato, I like her again, she's got a nice personality. She's got a very chill, easygoing personality. And she's not unattractive. It's just that I don't know if she is my cup of tea in that way. I think I'm gonna put her in C. Is that Letty? That's not Letty. That's not Letty, is it? That's not Letty. Let's see if we can track down Letty. There's Letty. There's Letty. That doesn't even look like Letty. Who the hell is this? Who is this chick? I'm confused. I boinked Taylor IRL. Good for you, man. Good for you. Who can anyone tell me who this is? Can anyone tell me who this is? Kato's personality is retarded. No, I mean she's got that kind of like I'm one of the guys personalities, which some people might find to be not great. Me, I don't love that personality either, but she isn't too crazy with it. She isn't too crazy with it. I'll say that much. Um who is this chick? I can't fucking I feel like I recognize her. Is she in Bitch Tank? Is this Bitch Tank? It almost looks like she's in the closet on Bitch Tank. That's the Aussie lady. Oh, yeah, I forgot she was on there. And now that I think of it, I remember I went in there, right? I went into one of the rooms. It was the cell. I walk in and she's in there and she has all these plushies that somebody bought her. And I took them from her and I threw them out of the room. And I remember she was like, "No." She did that. I was like, "Holy fuck." Um I mean, I'm sure she's nice, but I just don't think she's my cup of tea. I'm gonna put her in the F tier. Um this chick, man. Didn't this chick make out with Binks? Didn't this chick make out with Binks? I mean, she had an look. The thing is, like, all of these people are like wannabe actors and actresses, so they're all gonna have like okay bodies. They're gonna have passable bodies, but like, man, I could not look at her face for too long. If I'm just being honest with you, I'm gonna have to put her in D tier. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put her in D tier. Honestly. Megan, without comment. Nice girl, but yeah. Mizzy. Now, Mizzy's a tough one. She got herpes on the show. This one right here contracted herpes on the show. The only person I saw her kissing that I can remember No, actually, didn't she kiss the Italian dude and Binks? Wasn't this girl just like making her way around season 3? Is that do I remember that properly? I wonder who gave him. I wonder who gave him. Yeah, and it was kind of hot at the time, but she also had a herp on her lip. Oof. And then she made out with another 2 or so guys that same day. Man, oh man. Man, oh man. Man, oh man. Man, oh man, oh man. Anyway, moving on. Mizzy. You see, Mizzy's a tough one too because yes, I find the aesthetic attractive, even though it creates a PTSD sort of feel. You know, I get like a PTSD sort of thing, looking at alt and goth girls because any alt or goth girl that I dated has been like a fucking nightmare. But I do think Mizzy dresses well. I think Mizzy is a good dresser. She dresses well, even in the whole goth aesthetic thing or alt aesthetic. Um, Her personality is not unbearable, but you know what? It's funny. I actually like to see her yell. There's something about it. I think it's cute when she screams. I got to be honest with you. I do think Mizzy's attractive. I just don't know if I would put her in A or B. Um, I think if she was angry, I'd put her in A. A for angry. I think in a lot of other situations, I might put her in B. So because she's not angry all the time, I think I'm gonna put her in B. All right. And Mizzy, if you wanna give me a call and yell at me, maybe you'll get maybe you'll get the A tier. But anyway, thick Mizzy was best. Nah, I think Mizzy looks a lot better now that she lost the weight. I think she looks like really, really good, and I know she wears them because she's self-conscious about her arms, but I actually do dig the crop top long sleeve thing. I actually there's something appealing to me about those. I do really like them. She knows how to put together an outfit. We all know. Hey, look. We all know where the content queen belongs, ladies and gentlemen. We all know where she belongs. All right, nifty. You know, she and I were born at the same hospital. We were both born at the same hospital. Um, I don't know how that came up. I think that was just like a Mizzy topic. I think that was just a Mizzy topic. Was like I think she was just like, yeah, hey, were you born at this hospital? Because like I was from the area. I think that was just like her way of being like, how do I get this guy? This. Oh yes, this is Peyton. Lipstick lesbian. You know, that's a tough one because like there was something about her where like when I looked at her, I didn't do a whole lot of looking like, oh, do I find this woman to be attractive or anything like that? That's not. That's that's it's tough because like she's pretty and she's a model, but the thing is like I don't know that she's my cup of tea, but I don't think she belongs in C tier. I don't think she belongs in C tier. Maybe a high B, low A tier. I think I'm gonna put her in B tier. I'm gonna call her a high A, low B. A high B, low A, high B, low A. Um, just because there are things about her physically. I don't remember anything about her personality. I feel like she was probably very quiet. Um and because of that, it's like, well, I couldn't really go off of her personality, But oh, excuse me. There's something about her. She looks like she's probably nice. She looks like she's probably like a polite, nice girl, and I really dig that. Yeah. All right. All right. All right. All right. We know all about that. We know all about that. Like I've rated all of the bitch tank girls except for Juliana. I feel like I should rate them, but the thing is, I'm gonna come back to them. I'm coming back to these three. I'm coming back to Josie. I'm coming back to Juliana, and I'm coming back to Shadi because I'm not 100% sure if I want to or if I'm gonna skip them. Now with Turbo. Turbo is a tough one because she has a very nice body, but she is a performative moron on Instagram, and I really cannot stand that. And I have no problem saying that because truthfully, it's obvious and shit like that, you know. Um, not completely unattractive. I dig girls with black hair, but like she's got kind of a dead look in her eye, like the lights are on but nobody's home, and then she's got these crazy fucking lips. Um, so because of that, even though like physical attraction, if I was to filter out everything, I'd put her in A. I think I'm gonna put her in. uh, I just can't stand, fuck it. I can't stand wannabe like positivity influencers and how like fucking gay they are. I just can't stand them, you know. And that's what this chick tries to be, you know. And that to me is just like, who's this? Who's this chick right here? I um I don't remember who this is. I don't remember who this is. S tier, the people who belong there, Kaylee and the content queen. Peyton's a conspiracy theorist. How so? How so? Sorry, one sec. Uh, she has a porn video. I wasn't gonna bring that one up, and I'm not gonna let something like that be the reason why I rate somebody lower. I mean, it's like Wrench, she's a stripper. Notice how I wasn't like she's a stripper, so she's going into B tier. Like I do think it's absolutely positively valid to judge somebody for having done porn or anything like that. But also, like, if that's the only thing you're gonna judge somebody for, I think it's like you're. I'm not like it's not like a you're just as bad kind of thing. I think it's like a look. People do shit, and the shit that they do is not always the best thing that they could do, and I'm the same way. I make mistakes, and sometimes it's not even that I make a mistake. Sometimes I'm just acting ignorantly. That's just the way that it is. Sometimes I'm being ignorant. I'm being bad knowingly sometimes, it happens. People do fucked up shit. So because of that, I'm like, even if somebody has a porn video or if somebody's a stripper, an OnlyFans or something like that, like, I don't think that's like a good thing necessarily, but I'm also not going to make that their entire personality either. I'm not going to make that the entire reason that I choose not to do business with them or to deal with them as a friend or an acquaintance or anything like that, you know? Um, so with what's her face? Turbo. Shelby is her real name. Fucking. Oh, is that why fucking is that why Sam called her Turbo? Shelby Turbo? Is that why he called her that? I figured maybe he called her that because it was like a fucking like a diesel kind of name for a girl that has that like deer in the headlights look on her face all the time. I thought that's what that was. I know Shelby highly regrets it. Yep, yep, and I'm sure she does. I'm sure she probably would rather not have that out there. I mean, the unfortunate thing, right? Like, there's so many people who think that like things are going to be easy, right? And what I mean by that is like I started my first YouTube channel in 2016, and I thought I was going to be the next Sargon of Akkad or something like that. I thought I was going to make that YouTube money, and I was going to be able to use that to fund my MMA career and a job. Job? Who needs a job? I'm going to be Scargon of Scott Cad. Scargon of Sullacad is what I'm gonna be. Like fucking, that's if only it were that easy. And the unfortunate thing is, while dudes typically think I'll start a YouTube channel or a podcast, women, when they think of stuff like that, sometimes they think, no, I'll show whole and I'll get money. But it's not that easy. It's really not that easy. you know? And the unfortunate thing about that porn thing is that like there's no like halfway in, halfway out. Like this I treat like a hobby. It's only a hobby. I know I'm not going to make tons of money on it. I made a little bit of money. I think I've probably made like 10 grand in the 3 or 4 years that I've had this channel, you know? And I mean, considering that it's a hobby, even if at one point I didn't want it to just be a hobby, I wanted to see if I could turn it into something a little more regular. Like for a hobby, that's not bad. But like overall, I'm not like sitting here like, oh, I got to make money on this. It's a hobby, right? I can just decide whatever and then move on. But like when it's porn, it's like there's no making porn as a hobby. That's not the way that works, you know. Showing whole is showing whole, you know. So it's unfortunate that that's, you know, the it's unfortunate that that is what happens sometimes, you know. But like I said, I'm not going to judge someone completely and totally because they like decided to do porn because they thought that they could avoid maybe having to wake up at 5 or 6 a.m. every day to go to a job that hates them anyway, you know. I'm not gonna hate somebody for that, you know. A very old colleague of mine has a girlfriend who's attempting to do OnlyFans, but she has zero traction. Yeah, and that's the worst thing is when you're like, "Hey, I'm gonna show whole," and nobody cares. It's like, ooh, ouch, ouch, ouch. That sucks. That really, really sucks. You know. Um. But yeah. Anyway. Did anyone? Oh, this is Star. You know. I think this is the woman who is like older. No, no, I thought this was Star. This girl right here doesn't look too bad to me. I don't remember her from the show. It's obviously season 3, probably Famous House 2. I don't hate her hair compared to Jasmine over here. I think compared to Jasmine, her hair is a little bit better, even if it is a weave or like extensions or something like that. And I think she's got a nice smile. Excuse me. Like I said, I don't find black women to be unattractive. But you know, there are some aspects of you know, how black women wear their hair sometimes and things like that that I'm not a million percent a fan of. But you could say that about, you know, just about any race of women. I'm gonna put her in C. I'm gonna put this woman in C. Is where I'm gonna put her. Smack, smack, which I learned not recently, but a while ago, stands for Stephanie Mack. I would assume it's like McNamara or something like that, I would guess. But um, yeah, she's like an octoroon or something like that. I don't think she's ugly. I think her looks could be up my alley. There's, you know, there's aspects of the whole trying to dress like you're in the 90s thing that I like, and then there's ones that I dislike. Sometimes the way that she dressed, I was just like, whoa, she looks bad. Other times I was like, it kind of works, you know. She seemed to have an all right personality. The thing is, she is a little bit of a libtard. And because of that, I know that she and I would probably not get on very well. We would probably get along mostly fine up until there was a political disagreement. Then like the vitriol, like fucking utter vitriol would probably start. So I'm gonna take her and I'm gonna put her in. Shit, that's a tough one. That's a fucking tough one. She looks like Skeletor. Which one? Which one? Smack. I'm gonna put her in D. I'm gonna put her in D because she's a libtard. This one right here. Look, I don't mind black women. I don't mind milfs. Even the occasional black milf. I'm all right. I'm all right. It's cool. But with her, I don't think she's poop tier. But you know what? I don't think I can put her anywhere other than F tier. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Smack that. Mizzy is disgusting now, though. She looks like a Skeletor. Talking about Mizzy. Nah, I think Mizzy looks better. I think Mizzy definitely looks better. You know. All right, we're making our way down this list. We're making our way down this fucking list. We got Summer. Summer is gonna be high up on the list. I'm gonna put her in A because obviously there's a couple of screws loose. I hope that she's doing better. I hope that she's doing better than she was. You know, I hope she got off those fucking SSRIs that were clearly making her fucked up. But I do think she's very attractive. And She's got a very nice face is the thing. She's got a very nice face. I appreciate that. Sylvia, I can't. Taylor, I can't. Taylor, I can. Um, Taylor's voice is nice. Taylor's also attractive in my opinion. Her personality is so because on one hand she's kind of like she's I don't know if you guys noticed, but she's kind of like a puppy dog who like jumps from person to person. You can just tell from the smile and the look in her eyes there's something going on there. And I'm saying this as somebody who look, Taylor has been nice to me where it's like I hit her up and I ask a question about gambling and she will get back to me. I just don't appreciate the unfollow. I don't appreciate some of the things I saw, behind the scenes and stuff like that. If I'm just being completely and totally honest with you, but I'm not gonna bring up old stuff between people that does not really a million percent concern me. And no, I'm not confirming or denying any rumors that are out there. I'm just saying that I kind of took a look and I noticed something and I was like, hmm, hmm, okay, you know. Um, so I'm gonna put her in. I'm gonna put her in B tier. I'm gonna put her in B tier. The and she knows exactly what she's doing here. She knows exactly the way to kind of like stand and to kind of position herself and to kind of sway back and forth, almost like almost kind of immature a little bit. If I'm being honest with you, there's like a bit of an immature aspect to her personality that is chosen. She chooses to be like that because she knows that there's going to be people out there that are marks. I mean, look, there's a saying in gambling that if you don't know who the idiot at the table is, it's you. And she is a big gambler, is she not? So I don't think it would be completely and totally. I don't think it would be completely and totally wrong to assume that the bluffing and the game playing stops at the table. Let's just be honest here. B for blowy. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. S for sex. B for anal. Fuck. A for anal. Fucking A. Anyway, Summer is a psychopath, but she can suck though. I don't know what you mean. She's a really shitty gambler. I mean, I don't know a single good gambler. I don't know a single gambler that's actually good at gambling, if I'm being honest with you. I think gambling is one of those things you lose no matter what. Anyway, so we have Trish. I've said Trish is very attractive. I dig her personality. I feel like I could look Trish in the eye again after rating her. So I'm gonna tell you, I think she is S tier. I do think Trish is S tier. Okay. And again, it's the personality combined with the looks. It's funny to me. She still looks like a chola here. That's that like Los Angeles kind of makeup style. That very like Mexican kind of makeup style. Even though she's Filipina and white. But yeah, I do think Trish, a combination of the looks and the personality. I think that puts her in S. If I'm just being honest with you. Letty. I'll rate Letty. I'll rate Letty, but I'm coming back to her. I'm coming back to her. Who is this one of the twins? Is this one of the twins? Um, no. These are the twins right here. So who is this? Does anyone know who this is right here? Summer's 40-year-old BF put a 10-minute sex tape out with Summer. Wow, really? Oof. Sorry to hear that. That's terrible. You know. I hope that I hope that it was at least consensual, and if not, I hope that she's able to do something about that. You know, man. That's Jackie. Fuck Jackie. Oh, yeah. The OnlyFans bitch. Look, she's attractive, but there's something about her where you can tell that she's mostly makeup. Like you can see that like she doesn't have that bad of a face, but you can tell she has to cake the makeup on to make herself look as bad as she wants to be. And I've there's something about that. She's got a nice body, but it's like I said with this chick, right? Like nice body, but man, fucking fish face and then some. There's no way in hell. There's no way in hell. So I'm gonna take Jackie. I'm gonna put her in C tier only because I don't think she's as bad as Fish Face. And I didn't get her personality. I wasn't there when she was there on season 2. It would have been fun to be there to just like fuck with her. But yeah, I was not there when she was there on season 2. This I can tell by the hat that she is probably one of those people who is like, that person who's in their 40s or 50s and they still want to try to convince you that they're like cool, that they're like tough, or that there's like they're street smart and stuff like that. Somebody who hasn't grown up. I can tell there's probably some level of Arrested Development here just from the shirt, the hair, and the hat, the baseball cap, the what looks like a McDonald's pink baseball cap. There's some kind of Arrested Development there, so I'm gonna put it right in the poopy section. Um, hot bitches only, hot bitches only. Jackie, hit me up. Look. Whenever you get tired of fucking the skeleton, you know where the real man is. All right, you know where the real one is. All right, okay, all right. That's Sam's girl. Ah, shit, damn. Sam's gonna fight me now. Sam's gonna want to fight me now, cause I was talking about his girl. Damn. Jackie was following me for a while. She has no personality and all business, mostly OnlyFans. Jackie, which Jack? Oh yeah. This one right here. And those are the kinds of women that get big on OnlyFans, are the ones that are almost devoid of any personality and anything other than just being on OnlyFans. It's like you can look up your average porn star, and like you're gonna find that they don't talk about anything. It's just, and that's the thing, is it's like streamer girls like Pokimane, or like Amaranth, or like they don't want you to know every little thing that they think on everything. They go with the safest opinion that they can, and they don't tell you when they're in a relationship. Or if they tell you they're in a relationship, they try to make it seem like it's it's a negotiable kind of situation. Maybe some of you pay pigs give me enough money, and I'll let you sniff my farts or something. Like they try to make it like that. If you're a porn star, it's like that times 10, especially if you're like a freelance porn star, which is essentially what OnlyFans is. You're not going to do as well if you don't have if you don't have that like constant like, hey, new video, look at it. Hey, new video, look at it. Hey, look at it. Hey, I'm doing discounted requests, 20% off. Tell me what kind of request you want me to do. Haha, like that's the way that they are. That's the way they have to be. Scott about to take Alex B's wife and take his monkeys. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Taking them monkeys. Give me them fucking monkeys. The whole economy of people throwing money at these freaks is crazy. Half our economy pay pigs and gambling. Yeah, it's I hate to be the guy that uses communist shit, but it's a late stage capitalism, or less late stage capitalism and more late stage multiculturalism and like all that other bullshit. But hey, that's another conversation. That's another conversation. All right, so we have this. Is this star? Who is this? She's from season 5, correct? And she was a Latina chick who is in her like 30s or 40s with a kid, right? Is that am I on the ball here? Am I on target here? Rip Benji Buttons, Buggy Bernard. Yes, rest in peace, pal. Rest in peace, little guy. What monkeys? They're all dead. Oof, man. I hope not. Oh, Anissa. Yes. I didn't find her to be insanely attractive. Her face is a little weird to me. It's kind of like a Jack Skellington sort of deal. She kind of looks like Jack Skellington. I do like her hair. Hair is a big thing for me. It's a very very much appreciated thing. That's something I like about my wife, is she's got a lot of hair. My wife has got really thick hair. It takes her an hour just to dry her hair. It's insane. Um, But yeah, I don't think she's like ugly as fuck, but she's just not my thing. I'm gonna put her in C. I could put her in D, but I'm gonna put her in C because like I said, I don't think she's like completely unattractive. You know, we have. I mean, where else am I gonna put the Indian, right? Vimp. Vimp is a really weird one. It's almost kind of like the inverse of Binks, where like I just don't think this girl is that attractive, if I'm just being honest with you. I don't think she's F tier necessarily, but she could be pretty close. She could be pretty close, if I'm just being honest with you. Kind of gives me Scott Pilgrim versus the world ruined a whole generation of women vibes, is what she gives me. But then again, you could say that about a lot of these lovely ladies here. You could say that a lot of oh, that's Beth. Wait, then who's the Vimp chick? I thought this was Vimp. I thought this was Vimp. Who's oh, that's Vimp. That's Vimp. Okay, that is Vimp. No, Vimp is at the end. This is Vimp. Well, who the hell is this then? Who the hell is this? Uh oh, satanic tattoos. I mean, her face is not completely like irredeemable, but yeah, like the whole I have satanic tattoos. I'm gonna put her down F, and not even because like Christ is king, which he is, but literally because I'm just like it's so gay being around a tryhard. It's so gay being around a tryhard Satanist. It's the most annoying fucking thing you've ever seen, you know? Bingo and Bongo. I was wondering if they both go at the same time. The funny thing about Bingo and Bongo is like they underdress. I feel like if they dressed up a little bit better, they would probably look a little bit better. When it comes to their personalities, yeah, there's not great, not great, not great. So, and I'm not saying they're not good people or they're bad people or anything like that. It's just like if I had to be around them for an extended period, I might be a little like, ooh, you know. So I'm gonna put Bingo and Bongo in D. In D. Who the hell is this? Who is this? I do not know who this is at all. I have no clue who that is. Can somebody fill me in? Can somebody fill me in? I'm doing both. I'm ranking them as a whole. I'm ranking them as a whole. You know, she has satanic tats but claims to be Christian. Oof, yeah. I mean, hey, if she's a recent convert, then it is what it is. Like, good for her for making sure to get right with God. Um, who is this? Oh, that's James Drake's GF. Sorry, Jimmy boy. Sorry, Jimmy boy. Look, hey, you need tips. You need some tips. You need Chad tips to get a higher quality of woman. Hey, I'll give you some help, bud. I'll give you some help, bud. It's all good. It's all good. Anyway, this one right here. I don't even know who that is, but I gotta put her in poop. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Gums. She has big gums. Who she's got more gum than a grocery store checkout lane. Is that what you're saying? She's boring and puts bastard kids on the men. Talking about this one or talking about James Drake's GF? Taylor's S tier, TBH. Taylor, like this Taylor? Nah, I don't think she's S tier. I gotta be honest with you. Diamond. I don't know anything about her personality that might get her up to F tier. I gotta be honest with you. Um, what was her name again? I forget what her name is, and I kind of feel bad about that. Um, what was her name? She legit scrummed with guys on the show and was holding her own. What, talking about Diamond? She was boxing and super fit. Asian auntie that laughs a lot. This one, yeah. Emma. You know, she's got kind of a girl next door vibe to her, so I don't think I'm gonna put her in D. I just don't know if I'm gonna put her in B or C. Um, I think I'll put her in C because I really don't know that much about her personality to get her up into B. I don't think she deserved A. I don't think she deserved A. Is this Kimmy? Is this Kimmy? Is this Ice Poseidon's girlfriend or something like that, you know? Caroline is into working out in MMA. Yeah, I saw James Drake had a little bit of training, but not enough training, you know? They like I don't hate James Drake, but like there's just something about him and his personality. For one thing, let's be honest here, James Drake is a little bit fake. He plays that whole, "Hey, I'm just a nice guy. I just want the best for everybody" kind of thing. And you saw as time went on, he got darker and darker and darker. You saw the real sort of like, "Nah, fuck you" kind of attitude come out. And I don't blame him for that. You know, Fishtank will bring that out of you. Fishtank will fucking bring that out of you, you know. But like um what was I going to say? Yeah, with that though, like I would have sussed that out right away, and there probably would have been not like a major beef between he and I, but we probably would have had a little bit of tension, and who knows if it would have ended in a boxing match. But even with how fucking out of shape I am, there's no way that guy would have been able to beat my ass in grappling or boxing. It wouldn't happen. It just would not happen. You know. Um, he was a douchebag in season 5. He was always plotting behind people's backs. Well, of course he was, you know. Tay and Betty are SS tier. Exactly. Exactly. James Drake has Tom Cruise vibes, but without the success. I think that's fair. I think that's fair to say. I think that's fair to say. Um, Even watching the season 5 recap, he's lying to the chat to chat as he watches himself. Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm fucking sure. But yeah, I don't know if anybody. I don't know. Oh yes, this is Ice's girlfriend. She's got that Slavic peasant vibe. She definitely does. She definitely does. E-girls, get out. E-girls, get out. Okay. Fuck. What's her face? I forget her name. Her personality and her looks are just not my thing. I don't even think she's like ugly. I just think that like there's aspects of her and the way she looks that I'm just like, ooh, yeah, ooh, no thanks, no thanks, you know. Um, and then like the personality, which truthfully, if we can be real, she probably played up a little bit because she almost kind of was like a female Frank Hassel towards JD this season. Um, and because of that, I'm like, Binks is my e-girl. Okay, Binks is my e-girl, so that's why she gets A. Yeah, Laura was her name. I'm gonna be nice and put her in C. I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt and just assume that she was being a female Frank Hassel trying to fuck with what's his face. But didn't like somebody told me, I don't know who. Somebody told me that she took a shot of vomit. Is that true? Is that true? If she took a shot of vomit, I got to be honest with you. I think she's at least F tier. Is that true? Is that true? Man, we'll move on, but if somebody can confirm whether or not she actually drank a shot of vomit, I will knock her down to F tier if I'm just being honest with you. This one, I don't even know who this is. That's true. Oh, all right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Actually, no. Nope. 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 That is. Oof, oh, oh, man. Oh, man. Didn't even gag. Whoa. I feel like I need to gag, but I can't. Like I feel like I need to gag, but it's not coming out. It's getting caught like here, and it's like, ugh, fucking A, dude. This was like a black midget they brought in as a joke, right? I'm gonna put her in poop tier. Anyway, Vicky. It's funny because Vicky's one of those people who like depending on her mood, she gets more attractive or less attractive. Excuse me. It's kind of crazy. Like, I'm pretty sure when she was mad, I actually was like, oh, her face looks a lot better, I'm going to put her in D tier, though. I'm going to, D tier, F tier, excuse me. And then we have Vimp, who I'm going to put in F tier as well. Because for the same reasons I put this chick in there, essentially, I actually put her in D tier first, then I put her in F tier. Vimp is just not. It's like I said, kind of the inverse of Binks, who it's like Binks kind of knows how to dress, to make herself look good, even with the whole alt thing. I feel like this chick is just like Oh, Vicky looks nice when she puts effort in. Yeah, but I feel like that's her thing, is like she just doesn't want to put effort in, is kind of what it is. I feel like she just doesn't want to put effort in, is in, and that is like And look, I'm saying this is a guy who, like, I just wear work clothes and gym clothes. That's basically it. I've actually been talking to the wife, and I was like, yo, I gotta, especially as I lose more weight, I gotta start dressing a little better. You know, I gotta dress a little bit better so that I'm not just like constantly walking around in gym shorts and a fucking like t-shirt that I would do a workout in. I gotta make sure. I gotta make sure here. Um, Landon is gonna fuck you up for talking about his girl. Oh, Vimp. I bet he will. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I'm not gonna do Betty because of the issues that she's got. Josie, I will do, because when's the last time I talked to Josie? I probably won't ever talk to Josie again, though the DM's always open. Josie ever wanted to collab in some way or just say hello, I'd be all right with that. I'd be more than happy, because I do like Josie. Juliana, we will do. Shoddy, I'm still thinking about. Sylvia, I feel like me and Sylvia are too good of friends. I don't wanna put her on the tier list, None of these women are people that I would consider to be like friends of mine in that way. But like with Sylvia, it's like, we've shared info with each other. We've talked to each other about stuff that I haven't talked about with any of this other shit that's gone on. And because of that, I would feel weird if I was like, yeah, I'm gonna put her somewhere in here. Taylor, kind of the same thing. I feel like I can't do Taylor. I like Taylor too much. I respect her a little too much. And then Letty. We will of course be saving Letty for Lasty. Now, with Josie, this one's a tough one because she does kind of the whole alt girl, kind of like anime girl kind of thing. I don't think that's necessarily unattractive, but I wouldn't say that it's something that I'm hugely into. I do like that she's like quiet and shy, but also like doesn't take herself a little bit too seriously. I think that's kind of a good thing. Um, like she's not afraid to make a fool of herself, but she's also not trying to be the center of attention constantly, and that's something that I think is a good mix. When it comes to her looks, I don't think Josie is like unattractive or anything like that. I do think she has a certain appeal to her. She's got a feminine face. I'm not gonna lie, those things she likes to wear, the diamond things on her teeth, it does kind of throw me for a loop. I am kind of like, whoa, what the hell is that? But I don't think Josie is like ugly. I'm gonna put Josie in B tier. I'm gonna put Josie in B tier. The Ratto. Juliana. Juliana She's not ugly. There is sort of like the way she dresses sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, is not really up my alley, but that's like a stylistic choice on her end. I'm not trying to be like an asshole about it. I'm not trying to be an asshole about any of these people, even the ones that I'm being an asshole about, you know. But her style is not really my thing. She does that whole I've seen her share a bunch of stuff that's like the Japanese girls that do like tans, they like really brown the fuck out of their skin either with tans or with a bronzer, and they have a very maximalist sort of way that they dress and stuff like that. She kind of models herself a little bit off of them. I like her when she's just dressing like regular, like when she's just chilling, like when she's not trying to be like, hey, let's show up and show out, you know. Like even here, right there, I don't think she's ugly. I don't think she's like completely ugly. Um, Her personality's not bad. It's not like sarcastic, but it is down to earth in a way that can sometimes kind of sound like that. Like she'll just straight up tell you if she thinks you're like full of shit. You know, I think that's the New Yorker in her. And us Bostonians are very similar. That's part of the reason me and Letty had some beef at one point. Is because I can't hear bullshit and not be like, oh yeah, you know. Um, I feel like I kind of feel the same way about her that I feel with Josie, you know? I feel like I kind of want to put her in B. I'd say she's either a low B or a high C, and I'm going to call her a low B. She's B, you know, for my tier list. Shoddy. Oh, Gyaru is the tanned Jap girls. Yes, 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 that's exactly what it is. And it's literally like Gyaru is supposed to be like the way they pronounce girl, you know? Make a new tier at the top called Josie, and put Josie in it. That's what I should do. Yeah, shoddy. Um, um, Shoddy knows she's a big girl. She knows she's a big girl, and I think she likes that she's a big girl. I think she likes dudes that like big girls. Um, I think her skin is nice. I don't hate her hair. Like I like her skin tone and it is smooth, you know? Not that I've been like, "Whoa," but you can tell just from being close to her that, she's got smooth skin, which I appreciate. Um, the personality a little bit. I'm not a huge fan of like if there was one thing I couldn't stand during Bitch Tank, and I didn't flip out at her or anything for it, but like she kind of did this like baby talk sort of thing during Bitch Tank, and I was like, ooh, 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 I did not like that, you know? Um, See, it's a tough one because like Shoddy is like both extremes. Like whatever is good about her is like really good the way I see it. Whatever's bad about her is like really bad the way I see it. Um, oh man. See, it's tough because I feel like she's either low D or high F the way I think of things. Either low D or high F the way that I tend to look at things, and like I don't know if she's a higher F or a lower D. I can't decide. I cannot decide. Apparently she does escort stuff now. Ooh, I hope not. Hope she's on the up and up. Hope she's doing well. Whatever she happens to be doing. I hope she's okay. I hope she's okay. I am gonna put her in F. It's a high F, but I'm gonna put her in F. And then yes, Schmletty, Schmletty. So, Letty is kind of a tough one because I don't think she's completely ugly, but also the way she looks is not exactly what I'm into. Um, you get you with the amount of women who ended up in A tier just because they're Latinas. You guys are probably thinking, what? She's fucking white? Is that what it is? Because she's white, she doesn't get in there. Um, no, but like, there's just like I don't want to go way too far in because like this is a borderline one too, where it's like, do I want to do Letty? Do I want to do Letty? But I feel like Letty's a good enough sport that she's not gonna be like bothered by whatever I fucking put her in. Even if she would put me in S tier, of course, because that's where I belong. S for Scott, after all. S for Scott. But yeah, when it comes to Letty, personality wise, she and I do not really meld very well. That is obvious. That's very obvious. She's like back before the Red Scare girls decided they were going to become Catholics and start like being proto chuds. She was like basically what I would expect a girl that stands for the Red Scare podcast would be, is like a slightly racist, like kind of edgy left winger, like a Bernie bro that like looks both ways to make sure there's no black people around and then goes, "Nah," like that type of person. Um, and that's something that I just don't vibe very well with. I don't vibe well with people that I feel there's a certain degree of bullshit from, and like somebody who's gonna be like. Here's a great example. I remember this because it was so preposterous. Okay, and this is something that she said unironically that she definitely believed in. And like I'm not trying to be mean here, but this was like when she said this, I kept my mouth shut, but man, it was tough. And this is why I remember it, because I remember I kept my mouth shut. She tried to say that something that guys will do is trap women with pregnancies. She literally took something that women are known for doing on guys that they want to try and lock down into a relationship and tried to say, no, actually, it's women that get trapped by men. And she straight up was like, she tried to imitate what a guy would say in that situation. She's like, "Oh yeah, I'm a trap her." Like she tried to pretend to be black for 2 seconds, and she said something about like, yeah, I'm gonna trap that woman in a relationship with me via having my kid. And it's like, in what universe? In what universe is that how it works? In what universe does the guy be like, yeah, I want to like I'm going to trap myself in an 18-year situation where I have a son or a daughter that's going through the world who is not probably going to really have me to be there to help guide them. So because of that, they're going to be fucked up. And then on top of that, I also have to deal with this woman who's going to be chasing me down for child support at any and all cost, any and every turn, to the point where if I don't pay it, I could be put in prison for it. You can be put in prison for not paying child support. Those are the only two ways you get put in prison for owing money in this country, is one, owing the government, and two, owing a woman. That's literally it. So it's like hearing that stuff out of her for the first like year that I knew her, whenever I was like around her or whenever I would like see her on something or converse with her, that kind of led to me being like, what the fuck are you talking about? And because of that, it's like personality wise, it's like I know she and I would not get along long term, excuse me. Looks wise, I don't think she belongs in C, but you know what? I don't think she belongs in A or S. So I'm gonna put her in B. And if her personality was not that like Red Scare via like Red Scare circa 2016, 2017 kind of personality, she might even end up in A, depending on how it goes. Um, Letty still cuts in her 20s, right? I hope not. I fucking hope not. That'd be bad. Sam would put Letty in S tier. Sam puts everybody in S tier because he's like, oh, Sam. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, S for Sam. He just sits there. Man. Scott, how many of these girls can do a solo stream and it's completely spontaneous? You never know what crazy cute stuff is going to happen. Only one, Josie. Yeah, and that's the thing, is Josie likes to play around and do a bunch of stuff. Like a lot of these women, if they tried to solo stream, truthfully, they do kind of what I do right now, except like they don't have anything really that big to talk about. There isn't really anything that engaging to talk about. It's not like tons of people watch my streams, but the people who watch my stream, they watch me because I can break things down to a level that like they kind of appreciate. I wouldn't expect Taylor for instance, right? To hop on stream randomly and be like, so here's what's going on in the news today, or hey, you know what I hate when this happens, or oh hey, did you see you know what happened to me today? This is what happened, you know? Uh, excuse me. No, but with Josie, yeah, you can kind of expect that a little bit, you know? She's got big old personalities. Who you talking about? Letty? Letty's got some big old personalities. She's got two of them, you know? Um Letty is A tier, easy. No, and like it's like, do I think she belongs in C? No, but I also don't think it would be like completely unacceptable to put her in C either. Is the thing, you know? Scott, did we get a White House UFC event breakdown? Yes, we did in the last stream that I did. Um, I had to private it so that I could edit out a portion that mentioned the last four digits of my fucking credit card, which like that's not a guarantee that my shit's gonna get stolen, but also like fucking I didn't want to take that chance. It didn't even matter though because I'm getting a new credit card anyway. I had to dispute a charge recently, and I guess when you dispute a charge, they automatically send you a new one. But yeah, I played that part of the video that I took of when I was in the argument with those people at the UFC event, and I mentioned the last four digits of my credit card. Um, Bongo had a cute ass, to be honest. Josie is too chungus. Smack is libtarded, but can get it. She is definitely one MAGA cock away from shutting out. Who is the black? Which one? There's multiple of them. We got one, we got two, we got three right here. Oh man. We need an attractive black woman on season. Is it 6 or 7 that's coming up? It's season 6 that's supposed to be coming up, right? If it even comes out. The way things are looking right now is a guy who's on the outside. It does look a little weird, but also I feel like Jet and Ben, their egos are a little too big for them to be like, okay, no, we can't do this anymore. Um, um, fuck, what was I gonna say? Fu- the smack thing. There was something else I was gonna say. I think it was the smack thing, the whole fucking MAGA cock thing. Yeah, no, I feel like smack is like I feel like Smack would have no problem marrying a Republican if it came down to it. But it would be one of those situations where there's like a constant sort of conflict, and she wouldn't even like it wouldn't even be like a fun conflict. Not that fighting with your wife is fun. Fighting with your wife sucks. It's the worst thing ever. Try and avoid it at all costs without being completely like longhoused by your wife. Um, what was that? Fuck? What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, there we go. Like I feel like Smack would just get really, really sad and upset whenever you talk about politics with her. I feel like that's what would happen with Smack. Still want Blood Games 2 with the return of Cage. I mean, hey, fucking look, there's gonna be a point where it's like I've moved so far on, which I know I'm doing it. I'm doing a tier list for the Fishtank girls right now, right? If you tune in right this second, you might think that I'm not moved on, but like, there's gonna be a point where I've become so moved on that if they ask me like, "Hey, can you come back?" It's probably gonna be a no, just because it's like, no, I have other things I'm doing right now. As much as I would love to, as much as I would love to come back for Blood Games 2, it's it's just not going to work out. Um, eh, like I gotta have kids, man. I gotta have kids soon, dude. I really gotta make sure I have kids. Um, and my wife and I are not getting any younger. I don't want to be one of those like 50-year-old like, oh yeah, my son's 15 and I'm fucking 52. That's gonna suck. That's gonna be awful. Um, all black girl cast season six fish tank baddies. Hell yeah, fish tank baddies. Um, Scott, did you read the Wired article? Maybe a light. I would assume he meant light read and react. I mean, I guess maybe I could. But anyway, this is my. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Hold on. This is my fish tank Huzz tier list. Okay. All right. Read it. Read them and weep, boys. Read them and weep. All right. And I got to be honest with you. I don't know if I want to read the Wired article because, like, truthfully, it's like I just don't. I just kind of don't. You know, like I avoided watching too much of season 5. I am just trying to fucking like leave as much of it behind me as possible. And if there's one thing I don't like, if I'm just being honest with you, it's like Wired makes an article about one of the weakest like fish tank seasons, and I'm supposed to like be like, whoa, I'm supposed to soy out about it. It's like, no, you know, if they came during season 2 or even season 1, maybe it'd be a little bit different, you know. But like, yeah, it's I just I don't look. If there's one thing I can't stand about Fish Tank, it's the egos, okay? And the egos are from the top all the way to the bottom. There's people at the bottom, dudes, they get brought in and it takes them about a week until they start, you know, looking down their nose at you. And then there's egos at the top. I don't want to feed into egos here. Even if those egos don't know like that I'm doing it because they don't pay attention or anything like that. I do believe that there is something to be said about like the fact that I'm giving energy to it anyway, you know. I don't think that's a good thing. I don't think I should do that, you know. Um but yeah, like just because something new fish tank is happening doesn't mean I want to be the guy who's like, "Oh boy, let's react. Oh boy," you know. Cuz that is one thing that I really do find to be frustrating about the whole fish tank thing, you know, is the egos, is the yeah, that's right. I run fish tank type of thing, you know. It's like of course Scott wants to read the Wired article. Of course he does. Our shit's the greatest. It's like I don't want to feed into that, you know? I really don't. So, you know, I just don't I don't appreciate it, you know? I don't appreciate it. So yeah, I'm not going to be reading the Wired article. At least not on here. Maybe I'll read it in private somewhere, but I'm not going to like read it and then be like, "Oh yeah, Mince is on the computer, isn't he?" You know, I saw a picture of Mince on the computer. And I'm not saying this in like a sour grapes kind of way either. It's just like I kind of I've been around the production for long enough to know how everything went down and how everything goes down, and I don't feel like eh, I don't feel like feeding into that, you know. I don't feel like being another person that like, you know, certain people behind the scenes can be like, "Ah, that's right. Scott wants to be a part of it again. Of course he does." No, fuck that. Um, is that Kaylee in S tier? Yes, Kaylee is in S tier. She was the first S tier. She was in the first S tier. I was born when my dad was 52. Oof, man. That's got to be a crazy one. You know, my dad's in his 60s. My mom, I believe, is in her early 60s now. She might be like 61 or 62. Um, you know, and like my dad had me when he was 30 or 30. No, no, my dad had me when he was 34 in that case. My mom would have been, I think, 29. And my wife is 32, and I'm going to be 32 in, you know, 4 or 5 months myself. So yeah, we got to start pumping them out. We got to start pumping a couple of them out. But I don't want to have a kid in a roach infested apartment. You know, that's the last place that I was at. That condo was infested with roaches. When we moved in, they didn't have a fucking toilet seat on the toilet. We had to buy our own. Half the plugs didn't work, like that type of shit, and they fixed it and they called an exterminator and all that other stuff, but the exterminators do a bad job on purpose, because if you fix it in one go, you will not get as much money as you could potentially make if you fix it in 5 goes, right? So eventually we had to figure it out on our own, because we were like, fuck it, we're not waiting for this exterminator to come back, you know? The place before that, we moved in, we caught no less than 60 to 70 mice. There was an infestation of mice in the apartment that we lived in before. And then there was also a roach infestation in that apartment. Apartment before that, the first apartment that I was living in when I had this channel, If you go back, way back, you can see the room that I was living in, that apartment also had a crazy roach infestation. You know, that's all you get around Massachusetts, and it's like that's why I'm getting ready to move out of here, is because, like, for one thing, the rent is too expensive. And as long as you're renting, you're always in a position where your rent's going to go up, and you're always just going to be having that much of a harder time. I don't need to have children in that kind of environment. That's bullshit. You know, what I need is to find a place where I can have a little bit more of a stable existence. Without roaches and rats is what I really need to do. Anyway, gotta mount the saddle. Yes, sir. Gotta get on that horse. Gotta get on that horse, kid. Oh man. But I'm like, fucking, it's hot in here. I never bothered putting an AC in this room. This is my last week here, so it's not gonna matter. But I never put an AC in this room, so it's hot as balls. You know. Any thoughts on the morality of fighting sports? Ever see anyone get really fucked up and affected years after? Oh yeah, of course, plenty of times. There's always going to have an effect, and like the morality of fighting sports is like a loaded question, and it's like only in the modern world would we consider the morality of the sport where two guys willingly fight each other. There's immoral stuff that happens inside of combat sports, and I'm constantly talking about the immoral stuff that's in combat sports. But combat sports themselves are not immoral. They're not really moral either. They're just what they are. There's situations where it's like there's always going to be somebody yapping about, oh, what about somebody could get hurt? Oh, this isn't good. That isn't good. But like at the end of the day, combat is a part of existence. Combat is a part of what we are and who we are. And if you're gonna get upset because people want to fight, it's like there's a fundamental aspect of humanity that you're missing out on, and trying to make another person miss out on that fundamental aspect is there's an evil to that. That's immoral. Go get a window unit. It's like $80 at Walmart. Nah, because it's my last week here. Who gives a shit? you know. Um, but yeah. Uh, it is about time for me to get out of here, though. I wanted this to be a nice, quick 2-hour stream, and we went a little bit past. I do got to shower, and I got to get ready for bed. I got work tomorrow, so excuse me, geez. I want to say thank you, everybody. Thank you, all right, for tuning in. I appreciate you, as you know. I don't know when I'm gonna stream next. It might be Saturday night. It might be Sunday. If not, it'll probably be like next Wednesday night or something like that. We're gonna get that all figured out. But like I said, any guidance for someone looking to get back into, who has suffered from head trauma from fighting before? I need something. Just get back into it. And if the head trauma is that bad, don't spar. You can hit the bag, you can hit the pads, you can do partner drills with people you trust. You can do Len Chen, which is like sparring, but it's a lot lighter, and you don't actually make contact with punches. There's like people ask me that question, and it's like I don't know what they expect for an answer. It's like, just get back in there and fucking do it. Like don't overthink it. You ain't got to overthink it, really. Just do your thing. Scott, how do you feel about the whole outside MMA thing? Do you think it will happen more? Oh, MMA outdoors. Nah, it's not gonna happen more. It probably won't happen more. It's too risky. You plan. People buy tickets. Like people don't want to wait an extra week. They might have plans that next weekend, or if you try to do it the next day, they might have plans that next day or something like that. People buying tickets is a commitment that they will be available, and if they're not available that day, well, then that's their fault. Like, you don't just give the money back because they weren't available that day. They said that they would be, and then now they're not. That's their fault. But like, when you're in a situation where there's a fucking rain delay, or like you got to cut rain checks for people, it's like, ooh, that's bad. That's really bad, So I don't anticipate that we're going to have more outdoor MMA. unless we can like guarantee certain things. Like if they have fucking Arizona, they wait for the sun to go down in Arizona, and they do outdoors in Arizona where it doesn't rain or snow. It's like, I don't know, like you maybe see something like that, but I don't think you will because of the heat, you know. But who knows? Who knows? Yeah, it's called Len Shen. It's like Thai in nature. The Thai do it a lot. Oh man. But anyway, I'm gonna head out. Thank you all very much. I appreciate it. All right, I've said it, but I'll say it again. I do. I will see you next time. Peace out.
Suck Sullivan, don't mess with his load, or you will get undone. Spinning round and round, bleeding on the ground. Scotty Rocker, laundry killer, no remorse in this beamer. Fabric assassin, hood cleaner, coming for your Rasta queen. Rape on the washing machine, no use to fight back. MMA, knock your nigga head like a KKK. Hush your nigga mouth if you can't walk the talk. Smokes, me running really, really fast. Ginger eye round the back of me black ass, chasing me like a devil, pot belly of the beast. Calling me a dickhead, there is no resist. Closing inch by inch, got me in a pinch. Modern day Scotty Rocker, laundry lynch. Assassin, hood cleaner, coming for your Rasta queen. Rape on the washing machine, no use to fight